Hi friends, welcome back to the Stay Home Artist channel. Today I'm going to show you a stitch that is so fun and it nearly will make you feel like you are knitting directly on your fabric with embroidery. To begin, we're going to bring our needle and thread up on the left hand side slightly above the bottom edge. We're going to pull it through, bringing it down on the bottom edge, and then we'll come back up through this little loop we've left on the top of the fabric, then taking it down through the fabric slightly to the right of where we just came up through the fabric, and we're going to leave a little slack on the working thread. Now we'll bring our needle back up on the bottom edge, then we're going to slide it under the stitch we just made, slightly tighten the horizontal stitch, then we'll essentially continue this pattern throughout the bottom line of our shape. Now that the first row is finished, we'll take our needle down on the right edge and bring it back up through the fabric just above. Now we're going to lay this long straight stitch right across the top of our first row. Now we'll bring our needle back up through the fabric on the left edge. Now we're going to work what's called a detached buttonhole stitch into that horizontal part of the stitch on the first row we made. So we're first going to take our needle through the loop on the first row underneath the straight stitch and then over top our working thread. We're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. So coming under the straight stitch under the first row and then over top our working thread to create another line on our new row. And then we'll just repeat that across for the second row here. Now that we've finished our second row, we're going to do the same thing we did when we finished that base row. Come back up right above it and create a new straight stitch horizontally across the fabric. Come right up on the left hand side and then repeat the whole process all over again. And this is the process you'll be repeating throughout the entire shape to fill it. And once you do that, I will show you how to end the stitch. But first, let's continue filling our shape. So to finish off the stitch, what we're going to do is anchor the final row. So we are going to take our needle down through the fabric and back up in between each working knot on our row. And there you go, there is the Elizabethan Larks Head Ladder, which is such a mouthful, but this is such a rewarding stitch to learn. It's one of my favorites, and it's actually a stitch that I only learned a couple months ago. And it's definitely not perfect. This is about my 20th attempt, so I imagine on my 200th attempt it will look a lot better. But thanks for joining me today. I hope you learned something new. Please remember to hit subscribe and like this video, and I'll see you again next time.